What's up guys, Shockwave640 here, and today we have the new Titans Return BLURR. And he was the winner for yesterday's voting, so here he is. As always, we will start with some size comparisons here. So let's get BLURR right there. And first up we have Combiner Wars Brawl, because I don't think I've done him in a size comparison in a while, so there's that. Let me take off this gun. So they're roughly about the same height compared to vehicle and robot mode. So fairly decent size there because this is a deluxe scale. So setting Brawl off to the side, here we have the Victory Dash Gundam, or the Hexa Dash, because this is the Hexa head. So there is that right there. Setting off the Hexa Dash to the side, we have Combiner Wars Shockwave, because we do him in every single video, just because. So that's a Legends, or Legion, or whatever they're called now, compared to Deluxe. So it's obviously going to have a lot of difference there. And last, but certainly not least, is the Five Nights at Freddy's Funko Bunny. Well, actually, no, this isn't last. I've got one more size comparison. So there's that. I'm not going to bother taking off the gun, I'll just do this instead. So, not really the same size, considering they're completely different toy lines and completely different brands and whatnot, but I figured I would show that off. Now, last but not least is the exclusive, I can't remember what it was called, Hot Topic, I think was the store's name, exclusive Hot Topic Shadow Freddy plushie. I just figured I would show this off because I'm not actually going to do a review over this, so I just figured I would show how big these two are compared to each other. So fairly decent. Just an FYI kind of thing, just in case anybody wants to know. I do own all of these plushies. I own Foxy, Golden Freddy, Shadow Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and I'm only missing Mangle, or aka Funtime Foxy. That's the only one I'm missing because I cannot find her. She's also a Hot Topic exclusive, I believe. And online, she's like $50. I know I'm not spending that kind of money. I'm just going to wait until I find her again a Hot Topic for $15, because that's how much Shadow Freddy was. So I'm just going to wait for that. So that knocks out all the size comparisons. So now let's take a look at the details. Very nice. Lots of people are complaining about the lack of paint. It doesn't really bother me all that much, actually. It does look a little bit bland, somewhat. I want to say it's not as bad as Scourge, but for me Scourge works because he was never really a colorful character. So, and neither was BLURR. So I don't really care as long as the toy's good. Really, the colors and stuff don't really bother me all that much. So he does have this nice light bluish color right here, like greenish blue. It's more of a light blue in person, but on camera it's kind of coming out as a greenish blue. And it got some like sand blue kind of color going on the cockpit area and on the sides, and then you got that same blue there. The blue plastic does have like a swirly / metal flake finish into it, kind of like Dead End had on his plastic, so I do like that. It's very cool. You do have some like turbine engines there and some thrusters here on the back. You have the wind scoop that BLURR is known for, and then you have the gun, which does just tab into the bottom here with that post going into that slot right there. So that is his gun. You can also plug that here on the sides if you wish, but I don't know why anybody would do that unless you had like 3 of them and then just put it there, there, and there. I think that would look fairly cool. So let's set BLURR off to the side, but first we're going to get his little Titan Master HYPERFIRE. Now these guys, I forgot to mention that these Deluxes do come with collector cards, and on the back it shows the stats for the Titan Master and for the actual big figure itself, but I'm not going to bother showing off cards because who cares, it's a card. But so here is little HYPERFIRE. This is the Titan Master, which are an homage to Headmasters. This is basically what they are. On the back they do just have a giant face. I don't care because I don't display them facing this way anyways, so he's pretty decent. They do have a ball jointed head. I'm not going to show the articulation for every single Titan Master that there is because they all have the exact same articulation. They have ball jointed heads, so you can get some nice range of movement out of that. They got the little ball jointed arms, so they can go. Some of them can go all the way up, but some of them can't, just due to the shape of this shoulder. So this one's meant to just stop right there. And then they all have a double hinge here, so you can make them sit and stand. They don't do anything else besides that. I'd say he is the best looking out of all the Titan Masters. He does have the most paint. My second favorite one would be Grax, that comes with Skull Smasher, just because I like the way that he looks. But so yeah, fairly decent. Nice light blue paint there on the face, nice silver on the arms, and then you got some black right down there. I think it would have been cool if they at least painted the eyes in black, or if they painted this little crotch section and a little bit of black, but I think it looks fairly nice. I like it. And then to transform him into his head mode, you just fold his arms down. Now, a lot of people aren't pointing this out, but there is tiny little tabs. You can see them right there, that actually tab into tiny slots right there. This helps to lock everything in place, so everything looks nice and flush. And then you just take the legs and fold them in front of the Titan Master's face, and there you go. You have BLURR in his head mode. And then also you want to bring this section up. So there is BLURR's head. Fairly decent head. I do like it a lot. Nice blue paint. Also has that nice metallic color. Originally I thought that his eyes were like a clear color, so I thought that they were originally supposed to be light piping, but no, they're just painted a light blue, like a sky blue kind of color. But yeah, I like it. The only thing I don't like about these heads is how big they are from the side, but it's a Titan. It's a Headmaster. What are you gonna do? I almost said Titan Master. So, oh man, that was a whole lot of words to say. But let's get to the actual figure itself. Now, this does have a special feature you can do. What you do is you do open up these arm sections here, like so. Grab. Oh, don't fold that in. This is the one thing I don't like about the vehicle mode, is this does not like to stay. So I usually just open that, and then you want to fold this section down and pull off the front end of it, like so. Set that off to the side, and then you can fold all of this back, closing it all up, like so. Setting him off to the side. Grab your little Titan Master. Let's unfold him into his robot mode real quick. You can sit them down. I'm just going to fold his arms up a little bit so he'll actually fit. You can make them sit in these smaller, like, vehicle style things, but actually you want to fold down his little kickstand first so that he can actually tab in, like so. Take the gun and then peg that in like it was in vehicle mode. And this is like a smaller kind of spaceship or a weapon placement to use on the bigger, like, city formers, like Fortress Maximus. You could actually even use it on Metroplex if you really wanted to. Or you could make a different figure hold it, like bringing in Brawl here. He can only really hold it, like, and he fell over. You can really only tab it here on the side if you want it to still be facing forward. But he can hold it, not very well because it is a little bit heavy, but it fits into any 5mm peg there on the sides. It would have been nice if there was some way that something flipped out in the bottom so the gun should be held as a gun, but this is a side placement weapon meant to be used on towers and such on any of the Titan class figures like Triptychon, who's coming out soon, and Metroplex and Fortress Maximus. So taking out HYPERFIRE and then disassembling this, folding that back up, we're going to set all this to the side because those are his accessories. Transforming HYPERFIRE back into his head mode, like so, bringing up that little section, setting off to the side. Now let's transform BLURR. This transformation is extremely easy to do if you have this section on, but this is a shield in robot mode. You can keep it on and use it as a backpack, but I always use it as a shield when I'm displaying him on the shelf, so I just take it off. It makes things a little bit easier. So you just kind of want to open this because it helps get things out of the way. Untab these arms and bring them forward, and then they will re-tab into place up like so. And then you want to grab this back chair section, fold that down, and then fold this and close it. One thing I have noticed about this chest section is, see that little, there's like a little shape in there. I can't get that open. There's like a little shape right there. It looks perfect for an Autobot symbol, which is kind of funny. I know Repro Labels will obviously make a sticker for it, so maybe it's an homage to how he has like an Autobot symbol on his chest window there. I'm not entirely sure. You want to fold this section back on its double hinge. The wheel will fit into that cavity right there, like so. So you don't just see a blinding light sticking through his chest. So kind of does fill that in. You want to, this is a very Combiner Wars trick that uses on the legs, but I don't mind because the Combiner Wars transformations were fairly well engineered. Just kind of got boring over time. So just want to come here in the back, untab these and open them. you do the simple combiner wash technique of you fold the legs down on these double hinges, make sure that they are straight, come to the back, fold in that turbine section, and then close these up, flip out his little feet, kind of get him standing. Mine has somewhat loose joints. He can stand perfectly fine, it's just, it gets a little bit fiddly at times. So you just want to bring these down, bend them at the elbow, and then take these flaps, untab them, which can be very tough on mine. Untab them, fold them back, slide them up like that because they're on a double hinge. And then that gets you his arm. So you do the same on this side. Do that, fold that up, and then get him posed like so. And then you just take the little Titan Master and you plug its head into the port right there, or into that clip, and it will clip onto his head just like so. So that's a little bit loose. Sometimes the way you're supposed to do it was a Titan Master head facing backwards, but some of them, it works better if you peg them in facing forward. Like HYPERFIRE here, he works better if you have the head facing forward, so the face matches the same direction that BLURR's face is supposed to face. Face. I just said face way more times than I really wanted to. So there you have BLURR in his robot mode, and of course he can hold his weapons. He does have the pegs there in his hands, of course, and he can hold that. He does have the pegs on the side as well, so you can have him displayed with the little shield. So you can either have the shield like that, or you can have the shield flipped around to be like this, which is usually how I have it. I don't have the shield on this arm because for me this arm is a little bit loose, so I usually have the gun in this hand, but oh man, I usually have the gun in this hand and the shield on this arm. So let's get over the articulation real quick. The head is on a ball joint due to the Titan Master's ball joint. This is going to show no signs of breaking over time, so don't worry about the Titan Master neck breaking because it doesn't look like it will. And actually, this looks like it'd be better if I just pegged it on this way. So don't worry about that. It is very sturdy, nice and tight. So there is a hinge here that you can go up and down. It does kind of bump into BLURR's head there. It does go a full 360. It's not on a ball joint or anything. It's just on two swivels, or a hinge and a swivel. There is a swivel here. He does have 90 degrees of bend there, and his wrists also do swivel. He does have a waist swivel, which is very nice because you don't actually use it in transformation. He's got the ball jointed hips that can go that far out, that far forward, that far back. Very free movement. He's got little, I think that's a little over 90 at the bend for the knee, and then if you wanted to, his feet do go up and down, but it doesn't really serve that much of a purpose for this guy. So just getting him all back to normal. Now let's do some size comparisons real quick before I forget, like I do all the time. Why are you not standing? Stop that. There we go. So standing BLURR there. Let's bring back Brawl so you can see how big they are compared to each other. Brawl is a little bit shorter at the head, but Brawl is a stockier character, so he's going to be a little bit shorter. Here is the Hexadash, so you can see how big they are. The Hexadash is now shorter, but it's a fairly small Gundam anyways, so I mean, that's kind of what you get if you buy a $13 Gundam, but hey, it's a really cool Gundam for being $13. I'll show that off when I review him one day. Combiner War Shockwave there. Of course, it's Legends and Deluxe, so oh well. And then bringing back Bonnie. Bonnie is shorter now if you count his head, but to the ears he is taller. Setting him off to the side and bringing back Shadow Freddy. So you can see that if you want to. Of course, Shadow Freddy towers over him because this is a stuffed animal, while the deluxe scale Transformers are fairly small, nice hand-sized toys. So, this was the Titans Return BLURR. My opinion on this figure, I love him. I think he's an amazing toy. I think you should, I'm putting that in the wrong side. I think you should definitely pick this guy up. Lots of people are saying that he does look kind of bland. This robot mode doesn't look all that bland to me because I do like this color blue that they used. It's very abundant. I wish that they would have painted a little bit more of like this gray color and that color, just kind of picking out certain spots on his chest or on his legs or something. But speaking of that, he does have darker blue here, And then he has this tamper-graphed detail of silver, light blue, and red, which I'm pretty sure is coming straight from the G1 toy, because it seems that just about like 90% of all of these Titans Return figures are going to have tamper-graphed details picked out directly from their G1 toys, because these guys are definitely supposed to be homaging that. Because, well, like, except for BLURR here. BLURR looks really like no BLURR I've ever seen before, because they're all more colored than him, but oh well. So, yeah, I'd say pick them up. I'd say these Titans Return figures are seeming really cool. They're definitely already better than Combiner Wars, because Combiner Wars, it was kind of repetitive, but they had a reason to, so I don't really see any problem with it, because in order to get all the limbs to be the same size, they kind of have to transform the exact same way and be around the same exact size, so you can't really get too mad about that. For these guys, they don't have to be the same size. They can all be completely different sizes, because they're not meant to combine. But oh well, what are you gonna do? So, setting off BLURR here, let's do the voting, shall we? So, for today's voting, we have Titans Return Skull Smasher. It's not Skull Cruncher anymore, it's Skull Smasher. We have Titans Return Hardhead again. I know usually I don't return the same figures for voting 2 times in a row, but I really do want to review all of these Wave 1 of Deluxes. So I'm just going to keep on putting them in the voting until they are all chosen. Just because, why not? So, here we have Titans Return Skull Smasher, Titans Return Hardhead, and Titans Return Scourge. Of course, as always, there will be an eye up there top of the screen, so you can pick who you want to be voted for. Again, we have Titans Return Skull Smasher, Titans Return Hardhead, and Titans Return Scourge. So, be sure to vote on that. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you haven't checked out Dulcar Toys and Stuff, I think that's his, I always forget his channel name. I know the beginning is Dulcar. So be sure to check him out. He's a really good friend of mine. He does really nice reviews. So if you want to see like third-party Transformers and all the big bots and the most expensive ones and stuff like that, go check him out. He's really cool. He's a nice guy. So, I guess I'll be seeing all you guys later. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you later, my little Logicons. Peace.